The number of people claiming unemployment benefits in the UK has surged in April, the first full month of lockdown. Claims went up nearly 70% from the month before to about 2 million. Unemployment figures for Q1 are also out and, well, no surprise, it's a jump as well. The total number of jobless people increased 50,000 to more than 1.3 million, despite the lockdown being imposed only towards the end of March. And for more, Ollie Barrett joins us from London right now. Ollie, the numbers don't give us the full impact of the lockdown just yet.
That's right. Those unemployment claimant numbers are slightly further ahead of the curve than the actual unemployment number that has risen, but only taking into account that 1 week of full lockdown at the end of March here in the UK. So certainly that unemployment number, the total, is going to spike when we get the next figures for the next quarter. And certainly is going to spike in a significant way if those unemployment claimant benefit numbers are anything to go by. And there's also data that's been released by the Office of National Statistics today here in the UK, which is much more granular about the labour market, which really gives you a picture of a labour market juddering to an almost complete halt as that lockdown was imposed here in the UK at the end of March. Now, the government will be hopeful that it can reduce the overall unemployment number that we might have seen with its furlough scheme, its job retention scheme. We now know that over 8 million people are currently having their salaries paid by the UK government under furlough from their employers. Now, they will not be showing up for now in the unemployment numbers, so that's how Britain hopes to keep those statistics down in the future. But of course, that furlough scheme can't go on forever. And as the lockdown starts to unwind, that's going to be the real challenge for the government, trying to make sure that as many of those people who are furloughed as possible retain their jobs rather than see themselves laid off at the end of that period.
Ollie, also closely watched in the UK today, Premier League clubs begin training again. But is the target date to return of June the 12th too ambitious?
I think it does now look very optimistic indeed. That's not a very long time to get players up to full fitness, especially when they're not even yet training in full groups together. That is going to come much later. We're also hearing from some players, that they don't believe that they are going to have as long to prepare as some of the other major international leagues are getting. So that June the 12th date looks optimistic from that perspective as well. Add to that, we've had Troy Deeney, just one player today, the Watford skipper, saying that he's not going to go back to training just yet because he doesn't feel that he's had enough guarantees around safety. Well, he's not the only player who believes that. And so that also gives you the reality of some players not even returning to training yet. So they will have even less time if they're to hit that June the 12th date. So put all of that together, and I think the speculation really is that June the 12th will have to be delayed. We don't know by how much. And of course, we cannot yet even guarantee that the season is indeed going to be resumed.
Okay, thanks very much for that update. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.